Welcome to the Internet Radio Experience.
Hi, this is Alexa Squigna, also known as Betty the Q. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
One man with one simple vision: to create a barbecue site that doesn't suck. He succeeded. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Greg Renby and the BarbecueCentral.com.
Don't take me, bro.
Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show. Good Thursday to you, wherever you may be. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so make your time zone adjustments. I know a lot of people are hanging out on the West Coast, so that's 6 o'clock there. Great to have you aboard. I think I can say this with a surety since we're on Internet radio, wherever you are across the globe. I certainly appreciate you taking time out to join me. And first show, after listening to 4 days of BBS Talk Radio and all the shows that have been taking place, most of the shows, I believe, holding Simon's hypnosis show, most of the shows are taking place on a daily basis, so I've been able to hear how the Sam and Manu show go. That airs at 12 o'clock Pacific. No, 9 o'clock Pacific. And then TJ McCormick follows them. And then the Dam Report follows TJ. So a good 6-hour block of original talk and really good quality. These guys are really on top of their game, and to hear how well they have really kind of grown even just over the last 3 days has made it all the more nerve-wracking for me to actually get on and do my thing. This will be a weekly show for 1 hour, and this happens obviously on Thursdays. So, again, really good first 4 days of broadcasting. Really set the bar high. Want to make sure that I'm doing good for you guys today. So in order to do that, of course, I want to put myself in a comfortable position. It's about 25 degrees outside, broadcasting here from Cleveland, Ohio. And I want to make sure that it's comfortable, so I thought about where would I be most comfortable? Well, of course, that would probably be a barbecue pit. But given the weather situation, probably not the best idea for me to do a show outside in the freezing cold and the ice and snow. So the next best thing, figured I would go to a bar. So that's where I am. You probably are hearing people in the background, and that's because my good friend Kevin Coyne, who is the owner of the Mix Pub and Grill, this is actually in historic Willoughby, Ohio, is letting me broadcast live from here tonight. So that's the voices that you hear in the background. Got a live audience. Everybody, we're on live BBS Talk Radio. Everybody make some noise. So again, we're at Mix Pub and Grill in Willoughby. If you're looking at downtown Cleveland on a map, take 90 directly eastbound for about 15 miles, and you'll hit Willoughby, technically, I guess, in the business district, whatever that is. If you've ever been to Willoughby, I didn't know there was a business district. But great food, great atmosphere. We actually voted the best Irish pub in Cleveland this year by the local Fox affiliate. So thanks to Kevin and everybody else here at Mix. Check them out, of course, at mixpub.com. So don't be alarmed if you hear the crowd, occasional cheering. That's what happens here. Also, let me go ahead and give you the logistics of the show if you want to get in. There's a toll-free number to get in, 1-866-515-6977. 866-515-6977. Toll free on me. So go ahead and call in if you so desire. If you don't want to use the phone, you can break me off an email at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. One way, both ways, no ways. That's the logistics of how you want to get into the show. Obviously, given the title, the show will be geared towards outdoor cooking, barbecue, grilling, but want to kind of keep the show evolving, so it won't always necessarily be about that. The other thing I'm kind of proud of, or kind of nervous and proud of at the same time, is I'm actually the first remote host. The actual BBS Talk Radio studio is in downtown LA, SoCal. It's on the 38th or 36th floor of a really large high-rise building out there. And here I am in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, broadcasting from a Irish pub, kind of like the Rush Limbaugh of BBS Talk Radio, but instead of EIB, the Excellence in Broadcasting, my EIB is Excellence in Barbecue. Just jealous that I'm not getting to use the nice palatial studios out in SoCal. Missing out my face-to-face time with the other jocks. But excited to see this remote thing actually works out. Of course, be able to take on future hosts that are elsewhere besides Los Angeles. Sam is behind the soundboard, the proverbial soundboard in LA. So I appreciate him hanging out with me. 9 o'clock here, 6 o'clock there. So here's to a successful first remote. Thanks to my sponsors. I actually found BBS Talk Radio. I mean, where else do you find really good things these days? Craigslist. Not eBay. Now it's Craigslist. And I had Googled internet radio something. And a couple of these other station things came up, and then there was something that was looking for hosts, so I clicked on that particular Google, and I think it was a Craigslist listing. I know it was. And it said looking for hosts and starting up this thing, and so I checked out their sister site, the BBS Radio, and I'm like, man, mysticism and hypnotics. Who doesn't love that? So I was kind of shy about jumping on board, but then after corresponding with Sam, he actually told me that they were going to be launching this mainstream site, and really has taken on a life of its own. From what I hear, getting a lot of traffic, and turning out to be something very unique. So I'm very happy to be a part of it. So I guess big first thank you goes to Craigslist. Thanks for that. Want to take time. So I guess where I'm getting at with that thought is I decided that I might as well make a push for this and give it a try. Got the concept of the barbecue and the grilling and whatnot, and let's do an internet radio show. So I immediately kind of branched out into my network and tried to get some sponsors. So I currently have two dead bang sponsors. One, the first guy that jumped on board was D-Dog's Barbecue Rub. They were the first one on. They've been a long-time sponsor of my Barbecue Central forum, which we'll get into here in just a little bit. Darren Hearn is the owner, great guy. So many thanks to him for his support. A day after D-Dogs jumped on, there was a company called The Barbecue Guru. They jumped on board. They make awesome accessories for your smokers, but then they've also gotten into barbecue pits as well. The Guru itself, or the initial device that the Guru put out, was a automatic pit temperature control device. Basically, a device that keeps your pit at a constant temperature, so you don't have to sit out there and play with it. And that they pretty much dominated that market segment for a number of years. They've rolled out a number of innovative products since then. So thanks to Barbecue Bob, Shotgun Fred, and the whole crew over at Barbecue Guru for sponsoring me. And then we have 2 more sponsors that are more or 98% confirmed at this point. And we'll get them on next show for sure. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag until all the I's are crossed and I's are dotted and T's are crossed. By the way, I was an English major. So many thanks to the sponsors. If you want to check those sponsors out, check their website out. Easiest way to do that is to go ahead to the Barbecue Central bio page on the bbstalkradio.com website. And when you go to my bio page, you will see banner ads for those respective sponsors. Click on there, check them out. So thank you, sponsors, very much. So I was trying to figure out what the best way to game plan a first show would be. This isn't something that really has existed for a long time, so not something that everybody's necessarily familiar with, so I just can't roll right in to a show. I'm sure there are a potential number of listeners that are members of my barbecue forum that are tuning in to write notes and make fun of me to post tomorrow or even minutes after the show ends. And so it's just something, conceptually, it's probably just not something I can just roll right into. So let me give you a little history on me, what my background in barbecue and grilling is. Let me endear myself to you so I can impress upon you the importance of tuning back in every week, Thursdays at 9 Eastern. Again, all my times will be Eastern. I know a lot of the other hosts use the Pacific time, but I'm over here on the East, so I got to roll like that. History on me, 33 years old. Currently, I've been married for 10 years. Only one marriage to my college sweetheart, Becky. 3 kids currently. Well, currently, and that's it. I can tell you that with medical certainty. 3 kids, all girls. 6-year-old, first grade, 4-year-old in preschool, and a 2-year-old. All girls. Here I thought I was a really great guy in high school. Again, currently based out of Cleveland, Ohio. Born in New York State, town of Elmira, New York. And here's where the contest comes in. If you can name the very, very famous artist that was from Elmira, New York, I will send you out at my cost a bottle of barbecue rub. So if you can tell me, and if my mom and dad are listening, don't email me the answer because you know it. Save it for another listener, please. If you need rub, just let me know. I'll get it to you. So again, the question, what famous writer is from Elmira, New York? And go ahead and email me that, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. I believe I also have an email link on that bio page, too, if you want to get to that. Moved around upstate New York a little bit. Landed ultimately for the majority of the time out there in Saratoga Springs, home of the oldest thoroughbred racetrack in the country. And then from there, like middle of 6th grade, from me, moved to Cleveland. Dad took a transfer with a job, and I've been here ever since. Parents moved down to Florida right around 97, and I stayed. Because why not stay in Cleveland with the option of potentially going to Florida? Why not? All right, break time. When we get back, I'll keep going on the history of Miu. How about the history of me instead? And we'll get into the format of the show, and then we'll actually get into some show content, difference between barbecue and grilling. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Scotty?
Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on bbstalkradio.com.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach, each made from the freshest all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.
Hi, I'm Johnny Dam, host of The Damage Report. It's an informative show filled with political, social commentary, and satire. It's like having Thanksgiving dinner with the family without all the drinking, yelling, and awkward silence when the uncle that touched you arrives. So fall in love with the First Amendment all over again, weekdays 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on bbstalkradio.com.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-bay caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at TheBarbecueGuru.com. That's www.TheBBQGuru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Hello, everybody. This is Gary Vaynerchuk, host of Wine Library TV, a.k.a. WLTV, and this is BBQ Central.
The phone lines are open on the Barbecue Central Show, and the dime is on us. Call 866-515-6977. That's 866-515-6977. Now, let's get back to the show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome back. Welcome aboard. As Scotty just told you, 866-515-6977, numbers to get in. Email bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Again, looking for the what famous writer came from Elmira, New York. Email me that, and you can get yourself a free bottle of rub brought to you by me. Hey, why not take the very first phone call of the day? Caller, you're on Barbecue Central Radio, name and where you're calling from. Caller, go ahead. Caller hung up. Caller, no patience. That's fine. So, anyway, we get back. Caller, if you feel like it, give me a shout back. I'd be more than happy to have you. Sorry about that. Called in the middle of the commercial, and I got to let those ride. Maybe a good time for fun fact. If you're going to call in, because there is no phone screener, I'm not only am I the host, and a poor one, but I'm also the engineer and the phone slap. So call in. I'll see you. I'll pick you up. You'll hear the show once I pick up, and just kind of hang back, and I'll bring you on when I can. So I apologize. So I might not always just drop what I'm doing, and I can't screen. So take your chances. Go ahead and call back. It's okay. I don't mind. I'll take your call, I promise. Anyway, getting back to me and my... getting back to me, how vain. Anyway, 1997 graduate of Ohio University, not Ohio State. Ohio University, oldest university in Ohio, founded in 1804, home of the Bobcat. And Gary Trent, Right, who's that? Professional career, pretty much been in sales since I've been out of college, mostly in the heavy-duty transportation aspect of things. My most recent job, I was laid off in March of 2006 because aluminum prices continued to rise and rise. So the best way to cut your material costs is get rid of salesmen. And just want to thank them for that. And that's kind of what I've been doing ever since. Is what does one do when one gets laid off? Find another job? No. I thought it was time to really focus on my website. So that's kind of a nutshell of kind of where I was born and where I am now. Basically, New York down to Cleveland. Out of a job, talking at a bar, on the internet and radio. In a nutshell. As far as my background in barbecue and grilling, probably like a lot of you, there was a grill in the house. Well, not in the house, but there was a grill at the house. Always used to hang around the grill. As a kid, when my dad was cooking, I actually had one of those old Circa Weber kettles. The one that had like the 3 dampers on the bottom, you know what I'm talking about? If you're a grill head, you know what I'm talking about. Eventually, I don't even know if it eventually got rid of it. I think it made its way to the side of the house, and then a gas grill came on. From now on, gas grills will be referred to as gassers. And over time, I will bring you into these little acronyms and barbecue and grilling talk, barbecue and grilling speech. So we'll refer to gas grills from now on as gassers. Never had really like true barbecue, so I really never knew the difference between the two. And so, I grilled all the way through college, obviously still do present day. And about 3.5 years ago, I was looking at buying a new grill. I had basically cooked through the back of the old one that I had, that my wife bought me when we moved into the house that we're at now. Just, used it, and it was, kind of a nice Kenmore, $200 grill, $250 grill, but just didn't have the makeup to take, the amount of grilling that I did on it. I'm kind of a fanatic. So, needed a new grill. So I was like, man, there's that one at that Lowe's, stainless steel, it's big, like 15 feet long, and it's got 6 burners, and it's got the infrared burner on the back for rotisserie McGillicuddy chicken. It was like $1,100. I'm sure, now they're probably in $1,500. So they got those infrared burners now too. But I ended up calling my cousin, Glenn, who was actually a barbecue caterer at that point and had been for a number of years. We're going back and forth, and he's like, dude, why are you going to be dropping $1,100 on that stainless model? He's like, have you talked about getting a smoker? And I'm like, what's that? And he said, well, it's different. This is what a smoker is. And he said, you can get a nice kind of introductory smoker for, $200, $250. You can still go out and get a nice grill, but you don't have to go bone out 1,100 bones for, I said bones twice. You don't have to go spend $1,100 on that Gen Air grill. You can have 2 different grills, 2 different cooking styles, and you really, you'll save money in the end. You can get that grill and get that smoker. So I was like, oh, all right. So I was looking at the one that he had mentioned, that I won't necessarily name that one. It wasn't getting that great a review, so I wasn't getting overly excited about the whole smoker barbecue aspect of cooking things outside. But what I did see on these bad reviews for this one pit was these stellar, glowing reviews for this thing called the Weber Smoky Mountain. Get out your pens and pencils, because from now on, Weber Smoky Mountain gets referred to as WSM. That's an acronym. That's right. Learning things here on the Barbecue Central Show. WSM, Weber Smoky Mountain. And I was like, man, that is just getting great reviews over and over. Any website I went on, glowing, beaming. You know what? There wasn't a word that could describe it, so I'll make one up right now. Scrumtrulescent. Just kidding. So I was like, yeah, that WSM definitely one that I'm going to be getting. So I decided on that, was all pumped up and thought about it for weeks and weeks. And then on Father's Day, about like I think it'll be four years ago this coming Father's Day, my wife brought home a fully assembled WSM. And for the new listeners that are just joining, and I can't see who's joining, you have no idea what I'm talking about because you missed the whole acronym breakdown of the WSM. Go back and listen to the archive when we're done. So I'm the type of person that once you get something new and I know nothing about it, I need to consume myself with, I need to inundate myself with information. I need to know the ins and the outs, the everything about it, inside, outside, upside down. I got to write that down. That would be a great song. Hold on. All right. So, the greatest thing that's ever happened in the world is this internet, aside from the porn. It's the fact that you have knowledge at your fingertips like never before. So I jumped into the Google, typed in Weber Smoky Mountain, and lo and behold, here's this website that pops up, like probably first or second on the Google rank, and it was called the Virtual Weber Bullet. Virtual Weber Bullet. Virtual, because it's on the internet. And here it was. This was my first introduction to any type of barbecue forum ever. I had never been on a message board or a barbecue forum ever before in my singularly young, moderately getting old life. And this thing had everything that you needed to know about the WSM. It was specifically and only dedicated to that particular cooker. If you can't find stuff about the WSM on Virtual Weber Bullet, then you evidently, it's never been published, or you just don't need to know it. And the first thing that it says when you get there is throw out the directions that came with that. I was a little skeptical of the directions when I read it, but it was part of my consumption of knowledge that needed to take place. Then I found the website, and I threw it out because it told me to. Man, great info on this site. But there was also this camaraderie that all these thousands of people from all across the world and country that were buying this cooker had similar issues as me. People were buying them the same day as I was. People bought them 3 weeks before I did, and people then, were just gaining information before they made a buy. It was something singularly unique to me. Really caught my attention, and I jumped in with both feet and all three of my arms and said, I'm going to really like this forum stuff because I like camaraderie. So I just started posting like crazy, like a madman. I needed to know, again, consumption. And so over time, I think I was a member there for 7 months or something, and all of a sudden, I got this thing called a private message from the site administrator. Started getting a little heat from the head guy. He's like, hey, you're posting too much. So I'm like, what? I'm posting too much. Okay, I don't really understand what that means. But basically, what he was talking about was that there's this other thing that goes along with forums called bandwidth, and I'll get into that here in a second. But why not take the first caller to the Barbecue Central show that's on the line? Caller, name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Greg, it's Pigs.
I'm sorry, did you say your name was Pigs?
Yes, sir.
Were you born with that name, Pigs?
Hey, it's Chris, Greg.
Chris Lawrence is a member of my forum, the Barbecue Central forum. Chris, lay it on me. How bad does it sound tonight?
It's very good. I'm very pleased, and I have no problems on my end whatsoever.
Hopefully the phone call sounds as good. I think.
Why am I not sounding that good?
No, I think your level sounds good, but I think hopefully that during the stream listeners are hearing you well. Sounds good to me, but that doesn't necessarily translate to having the audio sound that good for people coming over, but you sound good. People should know this. Pigs, who was on the phone, is one of the most traditional barbecuers ever. This guy cooks whole hogs like it's going out of style. This is his business, whole hogs. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I try to do the best I can, but I do want to give the WSM a shot. I do use it, and I do enjoy it for smaller cooks and so on and so forth. But I have been known to use gas from time to time.
Oh, my God. Just for that. Ow! Ow! Slaps to you. How dare you? No, certainly an Now, Chris is also a caterer, so sometimes you just don't want to be up all night feeding a fire, for a 200 or 300 person cook. So gas is acceptable in that situation, I think. Wouldn't you say?
I agree, but it's not. But you being from Elmira should understand that. But me being from near Buffalo, New York.
That's right. Well, nevertheless, I certainly appreciate a Barbecue Central forum member looking out for me and calling in so I can at least say I got one phone call during the show.
Well, it's great, Greg. You sound great, and I'm sure you're going to ease into this with a little bit of time, and you sound a little bit nervous. But,
yeah, I am nervous.
I'm just pulling your leg, buddy.
No doubt.
You keep up the good work, pal.
All right, thanks for calling in.
See you, Greg.
Bye. We go to line 2, Barbecue Central Radio. Who's this? Name and where you're calling from.
It's Uncle Bubba.
Uncle Bubba. This is what people who are not forum members, please listen to me. People are calling in, and you're like, Uncle Bubba. But you have to understand that when you're on the Barbecue Central forum that I don't necessarily acquire first and last names. So sometimes, like the guy Pigs, now we have Uncle Bubba. This is actually a guy named Kevin, who's from Youngstown, Ohio, and quite the accomplished barbecue competitor, aren't you, Uncle Bubba?
You could say that, maybe.
What
on who you talk to.
What did you do last year for fun?
That?
What did you do last year for fun for barbecue competitions?
We actually did quite well. We took a grand champion over in Pennsylvania.
Right.
We went down to the Jack Daniels World Championships and also went out to the American Royal out in Kansas City.
So 2 of probably the 4 biggest barbecue events that take place during the course of the calendar year you were a part of.
That would be correct.
And as time wears on, as the Barbecue Central grows here on BBS Talk Radio, we'll actually break down, the bigger events. So I'm sure there could be at least 3 or 4 people that are listening right now that have no idea what the Jack Daniels is or what the American Royal is. But that's what this show is about, starting from the very beginning in the essence, and then getting more evolved into the subculture like you are, Kevin.
Yes.
Anything else I can help you with tonight?
No, I just want to call in and say hey. And
how do I sound today? Besides nervous.
You do sound very rushed and very nervous.
Yeah.
You need to take a chill pill.
I need to get another beer from my man Kevin here at the bar.
There you go.
No doubt.
Or 2.
Or 3. Why not?
Yeah.
Kevin, thanks for calling in.
Hey, no problem, Greg.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you too, bye.
All right. Rolling with the phone calls. 2 phone calls. I think it does count. I mean, just because I know those guys. It's all right. I'm good with that. I am nervous, man. The bar was raised high during the week. Thought my air check sounded much better last night than it does today. Hey, why not? Let's get right back to the blazing hot phones Barbecue Central show. Name and where you're calling from.
This is Lyndon Thomason, a.k.a. Surf and Sapo. I'm calling from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Lyndon, what's up?
Hey, man, this show is awesome, dude.
Is it?
Coming in great.
Man,
Awesome.
I am nervous.
No, don't be nervous. You sound good, man. And there's only about probably 2 million people in L.A. listening to you.
Yeah, 2 million people listening to internet radio.
No, they go to that show and they click on live. They don't care who it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, sounds great, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
And congratulations, and this is a good start. So.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you take care then.
All right, take care.
Bye. Bye.
We keep on the hot phones, and we go to area code 941, which looks like a Florida, and name and where you're calling from.
Only about 2 million people.
Caller, turn your radio down and pay attention.
Oh, sorry, Greg.
Name and where you're calling from.
Well, my name is Bill, your daddy Rimpy, and I'm calling from Bradenton, Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, in mix tonight, my dad's on the phone. Let's hear from my dad. That's right. That's what I'm talking. Man, these guys are nuts over here tonight.
I'll tell you what a crowd.
So what's up, Dad?
Well, Greg, I just called because listening to the radio show, I think you sound great. I don't think you sound rushed. I don't think you sound nervous. You sound, sound like a radio pro, but that's not the reason I'm calling.
All right, go ahead.
The reason I'm calling is just to let you and all your listeners know how touched I am that you actually gave me some credit for, bringing you along in the barbecue world, actually, in the grilling world. So, I'm just remember those days that you would be standing outside with me and watching me try to explode the neighborhood with too much charcoal lighter. And I remember the day the wind blew so hard in Cleveland and blew the pork chops off the grill. But anyway, that's not really the point. The point is I'm just so flattered that you would take time to tell listening Barbecue America about the small part I played in your development around a grill.
Well, if it wasn't for you, I certainly wouldn't be here in front of a microphone tonight.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but your mom and I are listening tonight. We just wanted to call in and say hello. We're going to make room for other callers, but just wanted to let you know that the show is great. We're going to tune in regularly, and good luck.
All right, I appreciate calling in.
Okay, Greg.
Thanks, Dad. Love you.
We love you, Greg.
Okay,
bye.
Man, phone lines ablaze. I'm getting an email from my brother telling me that the bar crowd is annoying. Makes it sound like Morse code or something. He's also saying other stuff that I'm just not going to read on the air. Email from Darren Hurd asking if it's better to boil ribs in bottled water or tap water. I'm certainly not going to address that at this point. Here's a good idea. Let's go right back to the red hot phones. Caller, you're on Barbecue Central Radio. Name and where you're calling from.
My name is Sam Hessen, and I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Sam, my
yes,
sound
sir.
guy.
Huh?
Sam, my sound guy.
Yes, your sound guy. And you sound awesome, and you don't sound nervous. You sound like a pro.
Yeah.
And so I want you to focus on what you're doing and stop worrying about how you're perceived, because you've got a lot of listeners that I can see, and your show is awesome. Everybody's been waiting for it. So keep it up, Greg.
All right, Sam,
We'd
I
love
appreciate
to
it.
have you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, my pleasure. Talk to you later.
Oh, Sam, my right-hand man in L.A. calling in as well. Awesome. Man, I had no idea that we were going to be rolling the phone, so I will make an abbreviated run through the rest of my barbecue history so we can actually get into some show content. And then pretty much that's going to be it for the first show. This damn caller's eating up my time. We'll get at you sooner or later, callers. You're here. Plus, we'll have real content soon, so don't worry about that. Stick with me. We'll be right back. Scotty?
Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on BBSTalkRadio.com.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. and it's location free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away, and there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
This is Simon Delides, the Hip Guy. That's hip spelt with a Y, H-Y-P, and I'm a hypnotherapist. Listen for Talking Hip, right here on BBS Talk Radio. It's not one of those fluff shows with soothing background music talking about inner harmonics and trying to sell you inspirational CDs. No. We talk about the real issues confronting us today. Detrimental habits, all kinds of stress, challenges achieving our goals, and on and on. And we take a solid look at what we can do for ourselves to rise above it all. We want better relationships. We want to give up smoking and more self-confidence. But most of all, we want to get out of the humdrum of our lives and achieve something higher. If you're disorganized, unmotivated, and you need something real that's going to change things for you every week, the show for you is Talking Hip. Talking Hip. I give you lots of practical information in a fun and friendly setting. You can call in, and we have interesting guests. Talking Hip. That's hip with a Y. Right here on BBS Talk Radio.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach. Each made from the freshest, all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.
Hey, this is Helen Paradise from SoCal, and you are listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
Get on the phone and in the smoke. 866-515-6977. That's 866-515-6977. BBSTalkRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. I'm not even going to ride out this bed. We are very busy. And, oh man, terrible travesty. This is what happens when your own engineer. Apologize for that. Welcome back to the show. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com is the email. 866-515-6977. That being said, back to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to Barbecue Central Radio. Name and where you're calling from.
Tan Hill Kid, Winter, Louisiana.
Tan Hill Kid. Welcome to the show, brother.
I'm a newbie.
A newbie to what?
Pardon?
A newbie to what?
To the website.
Oh, yeah. I see now. You probably have a real name, though, don't you?
Danny Parker.
That's right. Again, just for people that are listening, sometimes people are calling in with names that sound a little odd, but they're members of the Barbecue Central Forum, and Tannehill Kid is kind of a newer member, and certainly appreciate you being on the forum. How'd you find us?
Just surfing the web here about 3 months ago. Got back into cooking, looking for forums, get some information, and just want to say stumbled across yours, and it's been real helpful and a lot of information that we've been getting and a lot of ideas, and been real excited about it.
Great. Well, I'm glad to have you aboard. Seen your posts. Anybody that is contributing like that, I'm certainly happy to have around. I'm glad you found it. And again, if you have any questions, not only can you ask there on the forum, but at least for the foreseeable future, you can call in and ask here right live on internet radio.
Well, one thing I'd like to say is you can post something up, and there's always a lot of people up there willing to help, and you get a lot of replies to your questions and stuff.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing is that the forum is kind of heavily trafficked. So usually if you post something, you can almost get a response, within just a few minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just want to say everything sounds good, and good luck.
All right. Thank you, Tannehill Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Take care. Caller, welcome to Barbecue Central. Name and where you're calling from.
Bruce B. from Utica, Michigan.
Hey, Bruce. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Not much. How you doing?
Oh, man, a lot of phone calls today, which is great.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Like that. Just for listeners, point of reference, Bruce is one of the, how many do I have now, Bruce? 4? 5?
Well, 3 that actually work, but I think you have 4 total.
Right. So we have 4 moderators, aside from me being the site administrator. Bruce has been my longest standing and most what do I want to say? Critical, but my most grounded moderator, keeping me in check at all turns in the road. So I certainly appreciate.
I just got done cooking up some ribs tonight, and I'm trying to get my pictures entered into a computer, and I thought I'd give you a call and tell you the show sounded great.
Great. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Bruce.
Hey, no problem. From home, I'll be listening every Thursday.
Great. Thanks.
All righty.
Take care, brother.
Have a good night. Have a good night, Greg.
Bye. Man. And the phones keep ringing. Odd that nobody's called in. If you call in with the answer of the famous author that's from Elmira, New York, I can, I'll give you my email address. But you can email me as well if you want. Anyway, let me give you my very abbreviated. So basically, I got fed up with the other site administrator telling me I couldn't post as much, and I started my own forum. I'll tell you what, let's do this. I'll maybe cover that a little bit more next week. So let's get into a little bit of show content while we have a few minutes left. The one thing that I did want to cover tonight, and let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Keep it serious for a minute. One of my biggest pet peeves, folks, is people interchanging the word barbecue and grilling. And this is for Merrill. You can't do that willy-nilly. These are not terms. These are not terms that are synonyms to each other. Is that right? Synonyms? Barbecue is not grilling. Grilling is not barbecue. And this is why. I'm going to break it down so you now will become a knowledgeable speechifier when it comes to outdoor cooking. This is what grilling is. A grilling is, or a grill, is something that like 90+% of every home in America has, a grill. This is what grilling is. It's high heat, like 400 degrees plus, 450 degrees plus, up to, there's units out there right now that are easily producing 11 and 1200 degrees of heat. The heat source is direct, which means you have a grill grate, and then inches underneath that grill grate is your heat source. That being gasser, or a charcoal-driven fire, whether it be lump charcoal or briquette, or lump briquette, or some people actually grill with like wood chunks. So however you get your heat source, it is a direct heat source, high temperature, typically thinner cuts of meat. For instance, steak, hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken pieces, spatchcocked chicken. I just like to say that, spatchcock. I'll explain what spatchcocking is in a later show. People are like, damn, tell me what spatchcocking is. Is this a barbecue show? He did not say spatchcocking. I just said it like 20 times in a row because I love spatchcocking. I'll tell you what that is. Maybe we'll run a contest next week, and if you can tell me, well, you can look that up on the internet. I'll tell you what that is next week. That's how actually I prefer my chicken, my whole chickens. So thinner cuts of meat, short cooking times. I know, if you're doing, typically if you're grilling, I mean, chicken could maybe take you 25 minutes. And that's probably going to be the longer side of it. Other things, your steak, your burgers, your hot dogs, we're talking like 10 minutes or less. Steaks, 6 minutes. If you're doing them the right way. We like, pink in the middle, whatnot. No, well done for this guy. My mom likes her steaks cooked 31 seconds on each side. So that is what grilling is. It's for the instant gratification person. It's for the person that wants it now. It's for the person that has little or no time consistently. That's grilling. Barbecue is really an art form. It is not the instant gratification. It is the journey. It is hours and hours on end for succulent, juicy, finished products such as pork butt or whole packer briskets or ribs or barbecue chicken or big beef chuck rolls. I mean, barbecue typically is reserved for the larger, thicker cuts of meat, the more inherently tough cuts of meat that if you would cook to regular doneness temperatures would be, shoe leather-esque in their texture in your mouth. Now, barbecuing is done at lower temperatures. We're talking at starting around the 180 or 200 degree mark, ranging no more than 250 degrees. It is done at an indirect heat source. Now, depending on what kind of smoker you're using, it's electric, you just set it, and it's offset by the smoker block that sits on top of it. If like I have the two WSMs, it is indirect because there is a water pan that sits above the charcoal ring, and that diffuses heat and lowers and keeps the heat lower. And then probably what more people are more familiar with is the offset type smokers, where there's a big tube type deal where the meat actually goes, and then off to the right of it there's this box, and that's where you would build a fire, and then there's a chimney off to the, if you're looking at, let's all be looking at the smoker off to the left-hand side, there's a chimney, and it's open, it's baffled open, so you're drawing the heat and the smoke over the meat and then out the chimney. Little drafting action. And it's done, okay, we're talking, chicken, which is going to be the fastest, is, maybe 2 hours or so, depending on what you're cooking, whole chickens or thighs or whatnot. And then you get into ribs, which are going to be the second quickest to cook, depending on what kind of a cut of ribs you have. Baby back ribs are going to take you probably 4 hours, and this is just a range. Some people go longer, 4.5 hours. Then you have your spare ribs, which are the bigger, meatier cuts. And I think you're looking at the 6-hour range for that, probably. And I say I think because, not that I don't know, but again, there is kind of a window depending on how your cooker is cooking. There's a lot of factors that go into barbecue that you don't have to factor in when you're grilling, because it's fast and you're done very quickly. Barbecue is done over time, so you're looking at anywhere between 4 to 6 hours, and then you get into the really big cuts of meat, the pork butts. The briskets. Briskets are going to be taking an hour and a half a pound. These things are coming in at 15 pounds or 13 pounds for briskets. So you're looking at, easily into the 17, 18-hour time frame to cook. Pork butts, you're looking at 2.5 hours per pound. So 8, 9, 10-pound pork butt. I'm always factoring in at least 18 hours for my 8-pound, 9-pound butts. And that's just cook time. There's preparation involved. It is an event, and you have to like the journey. And one other big thing that I'm missing, which you can do with grilling, and a lot of people have started to do it now, but you have to introduce wood to the fire, whether it be the fire is all wood with those stick-burning offset smokers, or like mine, I have charcoal, and then I'm cutting up chunks of hickory, or oak, or maple, and it's interspersed in there, and it's constantly giving off a nice plume of smoke, flavoring that meat up, forming that bark, and getting that nice smoke ring, and people that have no idea what barbecue are and just staring with their eyes glazed over their computer screen, going, what's bark besides what a dog does?